Welcome back, everyone. I'm the Prestigio, and this is Langrisser Mobile Apex Season 17, Silver 2, and we're dealing with more than this nonsense. I think last video I mentioned a character named Mia, which is a character that does not exist. I actually meant Moo. That was the character that can teleport you to any sort of grassland or forest tile. In any case, we've got Patricia here, so we haven't seen her in play yet. Patricia, her whole gimmick is the fact that she can, whenever an ally is killed, she puts out a special debuff where she can actually base her attacks based off the range of that individual rather than herself. She can also apply a buff on her allies to do a similar effect, where she can essentially just throw an ally up to the front, or an ally can run up to the front, do their thing, and then if they survive, she can AoE based off their position. And if that unit dies, the person that did the kill will also get the debuff, and she can just AoE anyway. So yeah, this is a rushdown box. There's no getting around that. No real primary tanks. There's some characters that could do some physical tanking. We got Emperor Lavina here, who can do a little bit of tanking against physical. Grinshield can also do the same thing. But as you can see, we got teleports, move, lots of mobility buffs. We got actigens, and we have teleports. So it's everything. Also, we got Werner here, which we rarely see nowadays. But besides that, yeah, it's a lot of characters I hate, including some metas. I went ahead and banned Andriel first. I've kind of explained thoroughly that I hate him. I lose the Awakened one, which makes sense. They're probably going to be trying to rush. They go ahead and grab Eshian, so they guarantee they have an act again. I go ahead and get rid of Isolde, get rid of Jace. I definitely took a while figuring out who I was going to ban here. I go ahead and grab Silvaria. Surprisingly, my opponent is not banning any of my healers. Instead, it gets rid of Isolde and Mia. I grab Grinshield, which I'm like, okay, you're grabbing flyers, and I have Silvaria, but okay. At this point, I go ahead and get rid of Sword and Light Shadow, get rid of the Awakened one. I kind of have to just pick my battles here. There's a good chance that they'll get something that's going to give them buffs, or gives them some sort of teleport or mobility. So I get rid of characters that are more dangerous by themselves. So Light and Shadow, of course, is very dangerous because she can just teleport with her ally to the front and then wreck house and negate things like resurrections or self-resing. And then, of course, the Awakened one could also be a huge pain with her swapping and teleporting. So definitely didn't want to deal with any of that nonsense. So I go ahead and grab Eshian at this point. This is a rare situation where my opponents don't ban my healers immediately. And I was like, I can probably see if I can grab Eshian here and, actually have both an attack buff and an act again. And someone with high mobility that can, actually kill enemies. And yeah, my opponent's just focusing on my DPS. Gets rid of Tatalia, gets rid of Joa and Connie. Goes ahead and grabs Patricia. I get rid of Werner at this point. Werner can be kind of dangerous because he can actually counterattack at infinite range if he's in riposte stance. And I have been in a battle where I did try to snipe him, and he absolutely killed my Silvaria. Joe and Connie, of course, can be very dangerous with AoEs and can guard bypass with the exclusive. A lot of the stuff that remains is a lot of magic damage, thankfully, so I'm kind of focusing on that front. At this point, I go ahead and grab Risen Seal. I still had technically 4 healers, but I wanted to guarantee that I can't get hit with a bunch of random debuff nonsense. So go ahead and grab her. Also, she does have the Empire faction buff. At this point, I do lose Freya, I lose Florentia, which is fine. They go ahead and grab Autumn Kelmo. So I go ahead and get rid of Emperor Lavina, get rid of Asmodai, and I grab Christiane. Most of this, it's actually a mix. There's both physical and magic here, but the magic's probably a little bit more dangerous in my opinion. The physical damage, even if it did, take out Christiane, she does have a self-res. I lose both my healers at the point, so I have just my 2 tanks remaining. Then they go ahead and grab Lena. So, yeah, I'm actually okay with this. Yeah, Akka probably was not going to be as much help in this fight. At this point, I go ahead and grab Hilda. Mainly because she has the terrain she can put out that can prevent act-agains and move-agains. And having a second tank is actually really helpful against someone like Grinshield, so completely okay with that. Kind of a surprising setup here. Lena is all single target. And once I saw that, I kind of breathed a sigh of relief, because I was like, okay, cool, I'm not going to get completely overwhelmed with AoEs. A lot of my decisions were based off the fact that Rosenseel's my only healer, and while she's pretty good with some passive healing and, you know, preventing debuffs, getting hit with a lot of AoEs at once can definitely add up very quickly. But Autumn Kelma only has, well, let's go in order, I guess. Lena, like I said, all single targets. She does bring Ragnablade. She has Poison Bat Mages. So yeah, definitely wanting to do single target there. Autumn Kelma, Holy Class with Sorceresses. All of her single targets except for 3C, which is an AoE. We got Patricia here. Brought Molten Sorcerers, which are the ones that do increases attack by 30% and then lose 10% of current soldier HP to deal fixed damage. The deal is 150% fixed damage to the enemy. And then she's got, yeah, so her thing is her damage increases based off unit HP up to 20%. After dealing damage, it applies Soul Burning to the enemy 3 times. Each application has a 50% chance of succeeding, so you're at least guaranteed that you're almost guaranteed to always get at least one. After taking action, take yeah, so Soul Burning Plague. After you take action, you'll take fixed damage based off the caster's int. When the debuff is dispelled from the units, oh yeah, whenever you do any sort of debuff removal, it prioritizes these stacks. So it's kind of like the opposite of Lightbringer's little mirror things that soak dispels. This one's for the debuff version. Besides that, she does have Dragon Blood Resurgence, which makes it so after being attacked and receiving damage, if the enemy is below 30% and the skill is not cooling down, its active effect is triggered and the skill enters cooldown. So yeah, so she can trigger this just passively if she happens to survive a hit. Dispels 2 debuffs from the caster, recover HP equal to 5 times int, and then resets cooldowns essentially. I think this is her 3C. Active skill grants mobility +1 to all allies within range, and also provides Providence of the Flaming Crown, which makes them immune to mobility reduction, and then before battle applies 1 stack of that Soul Burning Plague to the enemy. Upon death, Patricia will deal a little bit of AoE damage to the damage dealer. It cannot be dispelled, and lasts for 4 turns. After this, using this skill, it is replaced with Crimson Crown Command for 3 turns, which is just her mass AoE. So the idea is she puts this up, sends somebody up, and then she uses her 3C again, on using that ally as the center point. Sky Cleaving Cyclone. This is a single target, deals 1.6 times damage. Every debuff will increase the damage, and since her things count as debuffs, that does help. If she's using ranged soldiers, they'll also attack, and it also applies a random powerful debuff after the battle. Alright. Eshian, standard kit. It's all of her exclusives, Star Prismas. We got Gren Shield here. Shield Throw, 3C, Air Slash. Pretty standard kit there with War Falcons. I don't think she has immunity to fixed damage. I don't even think Eshian does either. Besides that, standard kit for Christiane, I did bring Angels. I'm more concerned about the magic damage than anything else. Eshian here, standard kit. Mine does have fixed damage immunity, I think. Or it's either that or I have the other one, the one that gives me mobility, the other badge that does immunity to mobility down and attack and defense debuffs. I don't remember which one. We got Silvaria here, standard kit. You've seen me use Silvaria many times at this point. Deck Gunners, yeah, all of our exclusives except for Sneak, which is our passive. Hilda brought Royal Cavalry, which is more for physical. And then all of our exclusives, including her faction buff. Rosenseal, I brought both her AoE heals, and then I brought her faction buff to help out Silvaria. And she has Shrine Maidens. She does have fixed damage immunity. Alright. So right off the bat, 3C. So now they all have +1 mobility. So I'm going to be trying to give Silvaria as much positioning options as possible. And right off the bat, my opponent moves really aggressively forward. Yeah, I played mostly defensive. I could have, at this point, I could have flat out just killed Auden Kelmo, but the portals would remain. And if I had killed Auden Kelmo, Lena would have gotten her anger trigger right off the bat. So I was not going to deal with that. So instead, I go ahead and just put out some of this terrain here, just to make things a little bit more difficult if they do start moving in on us. And then, of course, get the guard expanding and all that nonsense. Alright, she moves up. So at this point, I go ahead and get set up. I'm actually 8 spaces away from Lina and Audenkelmo at this point. And then Grid Shield moves up. Of course, triggers her faction buffs. She was not actually in threat range, so she didn't actually get her shield. And then at this point, I was like, okay, I can kind of go after whoever I want. The portal is doing debuffs, but I do have immunity to defense and M defense, it looks like, debuffs. I don't know if that was the debuff I got hit with. In fact, I don't even know how I got this immunity. But in any case, I can easily either kill Lina or Audenkelmo. Audenkelmo is not that threatening anymore. She's kind of already done what she was supposed to be doing. So I'm going to be going after Lina. Because I don't want to deal with that anger nonsense. What's actually kind of funny about Lina, though, is the whole thing about Lina is the fact she can get 100% crit chance because of her anger stuff. But if you let your opponent have Hilda, it kind of completely defeats that purpose, because Hilda will just negate the crit. Alright, in any case, I got the kill. I got a bunch of stacks of this, so now that, you know, at this point, let's see, actually I can look at the spell now. So while this is active, when using skills, enemies within at least 3 stacks of Soul Burning Plague, allies or allies with the Providence of the Flaming Crown, and their surrounding 2 blocks are regarded as within this unit's skill range, and when attacking, ranged soldiers will also attack. And then, of course, it's a 0.4 times AoE that does a bunch of debuffs. And then after taking action, restore HP equal to... Yeah, so it heals everyone around her. Or actually, sorry, it heals everyone with the Providence of Flaming Crown. So at this point, I do have 4 stacks of this. So Patricia can center her spells based off Eshian now. The fixed damage did hit. It bypasses immunity, but it doesn't do that much. Actually, no, sorry, it wasn't fixed damage. It was AoE damage. In any case, I fall back with the 3C's extra mobility. Or the move again, sorry. Get in range of Silvaria. Act against Silvaria, and then at this point, Grinshield is 9 spaces away. She is in defensive terrain, but she is not. She's not bubbled, and she does. As far as I know, she doesn't have fixed damage immunity. All right, and yeah, that was the last thing I was checking for, was to see if Eshian was going to pop and act again, and sure enough, she didn't. Actually, I don't know why she didn't. As you can probably see, like, yeah, if she had done Act Again on Grinshield, I would have been forced to shoot without buffs, which there's a chance I could have maybe not gotten a kill. Actually, I think it was a pretty good chance I was going to get a kill. It's hard to say because there's that 30% buff from the city wall. But if she had done Act Again and I had to, like, you know, take a turn to do the, what do you call it? Faction buff, Grinshield could have at least gone up and, like, got killed on Eshian or something. But, yeah, I don't think it would have changed the outcome of the battle. I think I would have still won the race. Oh, yeah, actually, she wouldn't even be able to get killed. I forgot Eshian has a self-res. So, yeah, she's kind of screwed either way. Yeah, at this point, my opponent gives up. I didn't even get a chance to fire. So, there was a good chance I was going to kill Grinshield at that point. And, I mean, I would have been hit with some AoEs, but I had Rosen Seal. And I was going to probably outlast the AoEs at this point, especially with Christiane's aura. So, yeah. Pretty short battle here, with a lot of rambling about explaining mechanics. But good news is, that was 3 wins in a row, and I am now Silver 1. So next week is going to be hell, because it's probably going to be more boxes like that, and possibly with people who know what they're doing with it. So, I mean, it's good to get at least some experience with these meta units, because I definitely need it, because at some point I'm going to have to fight against them. It's just a matter of fact. There is a new banner coming up. I will not be doing a video on it because it's just the Guyver stuff, and I have no interest in any of the Guyver stuff. They're all male characters, and I don't really care about the anime Guyver in the first place. So it's just gonna be kind of a free month for me where I'm just gonna accumulate crystals and vouchers for the banner that comes after. And I believe the banner that comes after is the one that is future Imelda, where she becomes an ice queen and stuff like that. Also at that point, I'll be getting what do you call it? I'll be getting my inscription talent for Zerida, which will essentially make her a valid assassin again. So I'll be filtering her back into the box in the following month, essentially. Besides that, I've been having a lot of fun, and we'll see how this box holds up in Silver 1. I am the Prestigio. This was Langrisser Mobile Apex Season 17. I'll see you guys next time.